With warmer weather upon us, fruit is always a great idea. And with summer, all kinds of fruits are in seasons, which is wonderful. I love fruit. This is Bright Future Baking, and I'm going to show you how to blend cupcakes and fruit to make a fruit basket cupcake. Now you might ask, what is a fruit basket? Traditionally, it's a cake. It's usually a white cake that has pineapples. You have cake, pineapple, cake, banana and pudding, and cake and strawberry and gel. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and this is what you'll need. You'll need cupcakes, heavy whipping cream with a little bit of sugar. If you put a little bit of sugar in it, it gives a little better flavor. Strawberries, strawberry gel, bananas, vanilla pudding, either scratch or box, but if you do the box, it's always best to do the ones you can cook on the stove, pineapple, and crystal sugar. So let's get started. Alright, so once you've baked your cupcakes and they're nice and cool, let them sit for about an hour or two, and then you're going to want to cut a hole in the center. Just use a butter knife. Be careful when you're cutting. Now, when you cut, you want to go not too close to the edge, because you don't want to basically make it a weak cupcake where the filling will ooze out of the sides. So once you've cut that, you go ahead and scoop that out. And you can scoop out the extra ones. We're trying to make a little flatter there so we can put more filling in it. And then you can go ahead and mold it. It looks something like that. Next, you're going to want to mix your banana and your pudding together, and you want to make sure to cut these into really small, fine pieces for your banana. And this is a vanilla pudding with this. So we're going to go ahead and just scoop. You can use a spoon, or we just got the butter knife there, because the pudding is a nice consistency. It's not too runny, it's just the right consistency. So we're going to go almost to the top of our hole there, and then we're just going to go ahead and just push it right down to make sure there's no bubbles in there and it gets down to the actual bottom part of the cupcake. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is add our pineapple. Alright, so I've got the pineapple tidbits. You can use the crushed pineapple if you want to. You can use the whole cut pineapple and just cut it into smaller slices. But this works out great for this particular one. So you've got your little tidbits there, and you're going to just go ahead and just push them right in there. And just make sure that you get a good layer there. And once we've got that, you can push it down a little bit. And maybe put one more on top. Now keep in mind, whatever is your favorite flavor, whether it be the banana and pudding, or the pineapple, or the strawberry, you can add more of that. Next, we're going to go ahead and get our whipped topping. Alright, so this is a reusable bag, and I do have a tip in it, but if you don't have a tip, you can just use a reusable bag and just go around. So we're going to want to fill the bag about halfway full, and then the squeeze and just lightly turn. You're going to want to go on the edge here and make sure that it seals up there. There we go. Because we're going to put the strawberries on. And we'll come back to the whipped topping in just a moment. Alright, so now we have our strawberries. This is just a strawberry gel with really cut up fine pieces of strawberry. As you can see, just small pieces there. And we're going to go ahead and use a spoon for this part and actually spoon it in. And we're just going to go like that and just make sure that it push it down ever so slightly. Add maybe a little bit more on the top there. Alright, so now we have all three of our flavors. We're going to go back to our whipped topping. Alright, so we have our reusable bag with the tip in it. So you're just going to want to squeeze and pull, squeeze and pull, squeeze and pull. So just squeeze and pull. And go all the way around the cupcake and make sure to get the top there. So once we do that, we're going to go ahead and do our crystal sugar. Alright, so we have our crystal sugar, so we're just going to lightly just sprinkle that on there, and that just gives it a little bit of pop of color. So let me show you what the final product looks like. All right, this is our final product here. You can see the crystal sugar gives it a little bit of pop, and especially in the light. And this is what it looks like. It's so delicious, so yummy to cut into. In fact, we're going to go ahead and cut into one and show you what it looks like. All right, so here is our cupcake. And if you cut right into it here, you'll see we have all of the flavors there. We've got our pineapple, our custard with banana, and the strawberry. So I'd use a fork with this one. It's messy, but it is so good. I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you get a chance to watch this or try this video out and watch some of our other more interesting videos. We have a lot of interesting videos. Be sure to subscribe, and let's make the world a better place.